everybody, welcome to another episode of Yami Noob. Today I'm going to answer the question, can the Ninja 500 really handle highway duty? Now, I live in the great state of Texas, and the great state of Texas has some of the fastest, craziest highways known to mankind. Speed limits often say 70, people be doing 90 miles an hour, 95 if they're able to. Looks like we're about to hit a little bit of traffic here, which gives us the opportunity to talk about this motorcycle in highway conditions. Now, when you're looking at a highway motorcycle, typically the reason you're doing that is because you have a big commute, you got to jump on some faster surface roads to get to where you're trying to go. Perhaps your route to the office necessitates you to jump on a big highway. And one thing that people don't think about a lot when it comes to highway is this sort of stuff, right? Like, yes, going fast is part of going on the highway, but how is the motorcycle in kind of stop and go traffic on the highway? And I think the Ninja 500 does a really good job. Because on a lot of American highways, you have that kind of stop and go accordion thing happening in rush hour traffic and that sort of thing, right? And so in situations like that, I think the Ninja's great because it's ergonomically very comfortable. All the controls are very, very easy to modulate. And for a beginner rider, I think it's a great highway bike for that reason. This motorcycle does, however, get a teensy bit buzzy at maybe above 5,000 or 6,000 RPM. And once we pick up a little bit of speed here, we will show you guys that in order to do those kind of American highway plus speeds, this motorcycle does have to rev a little bit to get there. So I would say if you are going to primarily be using your Ninja 500 as a highway commuter, consider dropping a tooth in the rear. Maybe get the motorcycle to just play a little nicer at those higher speeds and rev a little bit lower than you would really need it to. Another point that we think about with highway type of motorcycles, or when you're evaluating a motorcycle on the highway, is how is its maneuverability? Is it going to get blown around? Because that's something that can happen with very lightweight motorcycles. If you've ever ridden a dual sport at 70 miles an hour on the highway, you know that if a big semi-trailer truck passes by you on the opposite side of the road, sometimes you can get blown around. If your front tire finds a little weird grooves and stuff like that, you can get kind of squirrely a little bit. But funny enough, the Ninja 500 is incredibly composed. This motorcycle, despite weighing, I think it's about 380 pounds, wet and ready to ride, which isn't super light, but also isn't super heavy. It's very, very stable at highway speeds, and it actually really enjoys going down the road at those, kind of 80 miles an hour speeds. So maneuverability is very important with a motorcycle like this on the highway. You don't want it to get blown around, but you don't want it to be, in my opinion, so kind of like heavy and battle tank-esque that the motorcycle is cumbersome to ride on the highway too. Sometimes really big, heavy bikes, they kind of get in their own way a little bit when it comes to riding on the highway. Now, the two main things that people think about when it comes to a highway motorcycle is passing power and wind protection. And the Ninja 500 actually has a great amount of passing power. So you guys see here, I'm in the left lane, I'm trying to get ahead of some traffic here, and I'm in 6th gear, I'm doing 82 miles per hour indicated, and I got quite a bit of legs to go up a little further. But you guys see what I was saying? At about 80, I'm at 6,500 RPM. It feels a little bit buzzy. So we'll squeeze on the power here. 6th gear, right? We're trying to just get ahead of some traffic. 90, 92. Can we reach 100? And we're at 100 really easily without having to downshift at all. And that's what I like to see in a highway capable motorcycle, is just the ability to stay in that 6th gear and just cruise on past people that you need to cruise on past. Now, in terms of wind protection, the Ninja 500 SC does come equipped with this higher windshield. And with this higher windshield, it actually works really well in dispersing extra air, and I'm very comfortable. This bike actually is a secret sport touring bike in my opinion. It's got a lot going for it that just makes it a little bit nicer for kind of longer distance travel. And with a simple little throttle lock, it's a motorcycle that I actually feel very happy kind of cruising on for a long amount of time. Like I said, here in Texas, the speed limit may say 70, but everybody's doing about 85. So you'll be more than happy to keep up with traffic with the Ninja 500. You're not going to have any trouble on the highway with this motorcycle. But I do think that you may want to swap to a taller rear sprocket. As you guys see, at 85, you're screaming at about 8,000 RPM on this thing. And one thing I want to tell beginner riders is you are not going to hurt the bike riding it at 85 miles an hour at 8,000 RPM. Kawasaki designed this engine to work at higher RPM. It is very much intended to be at that higher RPM, really kind of, you know, doing its thing. It's happy there. Motorcycle engines like to rev, so if you're concerned about the longevity of the engine because it's revving at 8,500 RPM on your highway commute, I wouldn't be worried about it at all. It's a Kawasaki. It's going to run like a top. As long as you're not pinging it off the limiter, you know, for 10 minutes at a time, it'll probably be more than happy.
This Ninja 500 SE is going to end up in one of your driveways out there watching this video right now because it's a giveaway bike on YamiNoob.co. Become a member for your very best chance to win. Rack up your entries and assign them towards giveaway bikes as we do them, or hold on to them and then put them towards your extra special spicy bikes that you see in the future. Make sure you become a member on YamiNoob.co for your best chance to win. Don't miss out.
So you see, even on little Ninja 500 here, I am certainly one of the faster fish in this school of traffic here, and actually need to get over in the middle lane because I am hogging the left here a little bit as I chat to you guys, and we're going to connect to another larger highway over here. You guys can see I'll just kind of cruise on over here. More than happy to be inside of this traffic. Can keep it in 6th gear. I got that extra torque from that 451cc engine. It's certainly an improvement over the older 300 and 400cc bikes you'd see in the past, and I really think this beginner sport category has really grown up, and the Kawasaki is really the bike that does it best because it's just very well executed. It's the most grown-up beginner sport bike. It's got a lot of features and comforts and amenities to it that you know, make it a little bit more of a mature, a little pocket rocket beginner sport bike, right? But I'm plenty happy with it on these kind of streets, man. Like, I really think that you could do a whole lot worse. I mean, it's not a Rebel 250 where you're gasping and huffing and puffing at 60 miles an hour. It's not like ROM. I think our international counterparts tend to laugh a little bit at us whenever we're like, oh my god, this bike isn't fast enough for the highway, and it makes like 50 horsepower. And it's like, that's plenty fast. Don't worry about it. Plenty fast. Now, are you going to win any highway roll races? Certainly not. This motorcycle is no Turbo Hayabusa. It is an 0600, and so if you're getting this bike to do over 100 miles an hour consistently, it's going to struggle a little bit to do that. I believe this bike tops out at maybe 115, something like that. So if you wanted a sort of entry-level bike that can do higher top speeds, the ZX4 is a good option. That bike actually has 130-something mile an hour top speed. It's got quite a bit of legs, more so than a Yamaha R7, because the R7 doesn't make that much peak horsepower. Because one thing you got to think about is the biggest limiting factor when trying to achieve higher top speeds is simply just horsepower and aerodynamics. You just need more top end power and more aerodynamics, then you will go faster in a straight line. Weight isn't that important. Torque isn't that important. It's just peak horsepower, gearing, and aerodynamics. That's all it really comes down to. As you see here, we're merging into a very, very large highway system here in North Texas. And, you know, I'm behind this Civic over here doing like 50-something, so I'm really going a little slower than I'd like. And that's something you wouldn't imagine on a little 400, is that you will get kind of held up in traffic, because even little motorcycles are pretty darn fast. You guys see I'm accelerating in 5th gear, 6th gear. Carve it up pretty good. Certainly more than adequate to quote-unquote keep up in highway traffic. Certainly can do the thing. As you guys can tell, I think beginner riders tend to overblow the whole can the bike keep up in traffic thing. It certainly can. You guys see still 6th gear here. I'm cruising through traffic, watching the traffic. Everything you'd want to do with a full-size motorcycle, the Ninja 500 can absolutely do it. It's more than happy doing 80 to 95 miles an hour, and that's really all you need. I think what's really nice about this 451 is it's much more immediate the way it delivers the power. but it doesn't have as much overhead as the old Ninja 400. You guys see here. Let's do like I'm gonna drop to 70, which is slow for this highway, and then we'll just pin it in 6th. We'll see how we kind of keep up here a little bit. Back to 91 miles an hour indicated, not too bad. All right, everybody, I hope that helped show off the prowess of the Ninja 500 in highway conditions. These little beginner sport bikes have come a very long way in terms of their prowess at doing this sort of thing. It used to be that they really struggled and huffed and puffed to really kind of get up to speed and stay at speed, but now 451cc engine, 50 horsepower, 6 gear passing power all day, no problem with this thing. You really love to see it. It does make it a whole lot better than it used to be. All that being said, thanks so much for checking out today's video. I hope that answers some questions on the Ninja 500's highway capabilities. Leave me a comment down below if you have any other questions on this model, and the YamiNoob community will help you out. But if you want to get more involved, join over on YamiNoob.co, become a member. You will get entered to win this Ninja 500 SE. Time is running out to win it. The end of November, we're going to be giving this thing away, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And yeah, become a member. It's the best chance to win. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Keep watching YamiNoob!